Did you know that El Salvador hasn't been to a World Cup in over 40 years? The last time they were there was in 1982, and they didn't really do that good. Now, as a first-generation Salvadoran American, and with the World Cup right around the corner, it's like super easy to feel left out. Not so much from like a soccer standpoint, because I don't play or watch, but from all the sick-ass jerseys that they're making. There's so many beautiful designs out there right now, and I just want my own jersey that I can rep during the World Cup. So today, I'm going to be making my very own retro-inspired jersey for El Salvador. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Time to Get... So, a typical World Cup jersey is made out of 3 components on the front and 2 in the back. For the front, we have the country name, the country emblem, and the team sponsor. So that would be something like Nike or Adidas, but since we can't afford that, we're going to be redesigning my logo to make it feel more athletic. For the back, we usually have the player name and the player number. Easy. So I started by doing a little bit of research into the team's jerseys from the past, specifically their 1982 World Cup jersey, which featured this simple ES emblem. That's about it. I mean, I like the collar. So I feel like I have a lot of room to play here, and so I just really want to make this design my own and kind of bring in some retro inspired love to this jersey. So let's get on the thing. Okay, let's go. So I already got started with the mood board here, and this is just kind of like a collection of the jerseys that El Salvador has had in the past, as well as some modern day ones that they're making for the upcoming World Cup. So starting up here on the left, the top left, you see we have that 1982 jersey. It's on this nice like blue cotton. It's an Adidas shirt, so we have the Adidas logo on the right chest there, and we have the stripes, and then we have that simple ES like emblem on the left. Simple, love it, love the collar, love the fro, love the glasses, love everything that's happening in this picture, honestly. And so if we look at some of these modern day interpretations, this one here on the left is Adidas like re-release of their Mexico World Cup jersey. So we have the Mexico and arch text here. We have this cool like 3D type on the back. And then moving on to this Spain one. This one is Cotton On's interpretation of the Spain World Cup, which was 1982, which is the one that El Salvador did compete in. And so I kind of want to reference this one a little bit closer. It's obviously a modern version of it. So we have this really cool type treatment here on España. It has this cool like overarching E over everything. And I kind of want to do something similar to El Salvador when we start playing with type. But I really like this. I really like how this is looking. And so they have the badge here with their little mascot, and then 1982 on the other chest section. But yeah, overall really cool stuff happening right now. And moving on down here, we have our like team player cards. This is from 1970, and what I really like about this player card is like the little illustrations on each corner. This is the Mexico one that took place in the 70s. So we have our little mascot here. It's like super pixelated, but you can kind of see it. We have a little mascot, and then this is the like Mexico 70 logo. It's like a soccer ball. So I kind of want to do something similar to this for my logo, and kind of just like use that soccer ball emblem and then put like Funes design underneath it. And then we have this really nice like El Salvador badge on the bottom left that I kind of want to recreate. So you know, we have El Salvador, it's on this nice like shield shape, and then we have the emblem on top of the flag. So I want to do something similar to that for our chest section. And looking at some of their other jerseys from the past, I really like this like arch type that's going on back here. And here we have the die lines of the actual 1982 like uniform, which is like the full thing with the socks and shorts and everything. So we saw the front. I really like the back. I love this like inline that is happening here on the 2, so I want to do something similar to this with the number in the back. And then yeah, same thing here. This is another jersey that they did with this really cool pattern, and if I had more money to like fabricate this, you know, I would totally like bring this pattern back. I love it. It looks super cool. But I really do like this like type treatment that they're doing here, so have it here on my inspo slide. All right, so down here I have my front and back artboards, as well as some assets. The font that we're going to be using is Politica, and I really like it because it like feels really retro. I love the like blocky text and it's like some really nice characteristics, but I also really like it because it has a condensed version, regular version, and expanded version. So have a lot of room to play here with this font. And of course down here we have our emblem that sits on the flag of El Salvador. I already downloaded this from Wikimedia Commons, and it's already in SVG, so it's, you know, scalable, you know, won't lose resolution, so it's perfect for print. And lastly, I already went ahead and found a jersey blank through my printer. They have this perfect jersey that like honestly looks super similar to like the OG. I think the blue is, you know, obviously darker, but you know, it has the collar, has the stripes and everything. So super excited how this is gonna look. We're gonna first make it on our blank artboard and then bring it on here and resize everything. But super happy and just really excited to see how this is gonna turn out. But yeah, on that note, let's get designing. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and get started with our type. So like I mentioned before, I really want to do something similar to what they're doing here on the Spain jersey with that E kind of coming over on top. I think we can do that with the L kind of coming down versus the E taking over. We're gonna see how that looks. So one thing you'll notice is that even though these are the same font, since we made the EL so much bigger, the Salvador part is looking really thin in comparison. So what we're gonna have to do is add a stroke to it to kind of match the same weight there. Already this is feeling like super balanced and nice in my opinion. So one thing that I did want to try is like pulling this down and maybe adding like a stripe or something like that. Especially I'm thinking since the jersey has stripes and on the back we're doing the like inline text, I really want some sort of like design cues that make everything feel cohesive and like everything works well together. So I want to add a stripe here in the center, and it also kind of acts as like a nod to the Salvadoran flag since it's blue, white, blue. In this case it's white, blue, white, but you know what I mean. I think it all works together. And so since this is going to be living on a jersey, people are going to be moving in it, I want it to feel kind of like dynamic and bring some motion to it. So an easy way to do that is by adding some shear to it, just to like tilt it and give it some like forward motion. Yeah, maybe we shrink this a little bit. This is looking pretty good. And another thing that I wanted to add to this was an 82. Just because that's the year, and I was thinking about having it on the chest, but I think it would look cooler kind of integrated into this type lockup. So what I want to do is kind of have it and like tuck it inside this like right hand corner. That looks sick. Okay, I like this. Now the next order of business is going to be the emblem. Like I said before, I really want to do something like this with the shield. So honestly, I'm just gonna straight up copy what they did. Bad at all. I like it. Badge, country name, done. Next piece is gonna be my logo for Funes Design. It's not really sporty, so I think I'm just gonna take that soccer ball and just put Funes Design underneath it and just call it a day. Yup, this looks cool. I'm happy with this. Okay, now that we're done with the front, we're gonna go ahead and move on to the back of the jersey. Like I mentioned before, we wanna do something like this with this inline text and like the arc text on top. So, gonna start with the easy part and start with our arced text. So since we're trying to do this inline text, I found that starting with the thinner version of the font and then like outlining it and doing offset path to make the thicker version is a lot easier than doing it backwards, where you start with the thicker version and shrink it, just because a lot of stuff gets lost. So we're gonna try that process here now. Yeah, that looks pretty good. And then one thing you'll notice is that like the 2, even though it's like shorter than the 8, feels heavier. It feels like longer than the 8. And then that is just where like making fonts comes to play. When you're like creating a font, you have to make sure that like optically all the like letters and numbers make sense at different weights. So in regular size, it might look fine, but once you like thicken it up, the 2 compared to like the 82 in black looks like totally different, as you can see here. So it's like not a 1-to-1, like it's shorter up here. This like arch in the middle of the 2 is higher on it, which I think is the main reason why this is looking longer and kind of wonky. So what we can do is honestly just like shrink it up just a little bit to kind of help the eye make sense of what's happening here and fix that like optical balance. Let's go ahead and bring in our El Salvador. Nice. So now we have our front and back, and kind of like looking at everything right now, I am really loving how this is looking. The stripes kind of being cohesive here, our little emblem here, our badge on this side. Although I will say that I don't know if I'm crazy about the badge itself. It feels kind of redundant to have El Salvador here and here and here. So I think what I'm gonna do is just kind of like get rid of the badge, move it off to the side, and just kind of like lean on this guy. I think that'll just like make it look a little bit cleaner. And we get to see like the full details of our emblem here. And honestly, I don't hate it. This looks really cool. The only thing left to do is bring this onto our actual jersey. And there it is. There's the front and back. And like, I know I don't watch soccer, but I'm like super excited to wear this. So I'm gonna go ahead and place the order, and I hopefully should get back to you guys in like a week or so.
Alright y'all, I finally made it, and it looks fucking sick. It took a few weeks just because there were some issues with printing. They couldn't get this detailed emblem just right, so they had me simplify that. And then after that, I went on a trip, and then when I got back from my trip, I got really sick. So the World Cup is like close to being done, but hey, fuck it, I have my jersey and I really love it. So let's see some of the details. To start off, just like the print itself came out super nice and crisp on the front and on the back. It looks really good. And on top of that, I even got my logo sewn in on the inside to make it feel more legit, you know? And overall, I mean, this is just like my dream jersey. I love the fit of it, the cut, like I love how boxy it is. I love the color, the pattern on there, the collar. And what I love the most is that I could just rep the motherland with something that I made, you know? So this is really cool for me. I'm super excited. And after some comments from people in my life, I decided to open these up to you guys as well. So if you're Salvi or want to support a Salvi, I've gone ahead and added these jerseys to my store, and you guys can find that in the link in the description. Anyways, that concludes this episode of Time to Get Illustrated. If you made it to the end of the video, leave a comment on which country you would want to see play in the World Cup next. I appreciate you guys very much, and I'll see you next time.